Hey guys, I got a request today to do Mac Miller's astrology chart. But first of all, I want to say, you have my condolences for his family and for him. And it's very sad that such a young person had to go this way. Depression could really, really be horrible. Now, I want to start off by saying I don't have his time. I tried to look for his time all over Google, so if any of you have his real time, it would be a very big help. And I will redo the video, do another video. I'll just leave this one, but I'll redo another one because the time will tell you everything. Will tell you the ascendant, will tell you the transits, where the transits are going, in his chart, and what are the energies that are present. Okay, but now I could only read the placements where they are, and I'm very limited. But I will try my best to decode, his personality and what could have triggered, what happened to him. Now, the first thing I noticed is that he's got 26 degrees, the moon in Cancer, the most sensitive sign of all, and the moon actually rules the sign Cancer. So it's right in its own element, actually. And it's not an exalted placement because, imagine, the moon tells us how we react to things and how we think. And the moon is already an emotional planet. And Cancer is the most emotional of all. Like, they're so sensitive. Anything could trigger their moods during the day. Okay, they're very influential. So imagine having the moon placed in Cancer. Like, you'll cry for anything, Anything will get you. Anything will move you. All right? And what I couldn't not notice is that it's semi-trining Pluto and Scorpio, all right, 22 degrees Scorpio, and this is 26 degrees in Cancer. So it's semi-trining 22 degrees Pluto and Scorpio. And Pluto and Scorpio, man, I got Pluto and Scorpio, and let me tell you, you're just an intense person, all right? So if you're trining here the moon, you're going to be intensifying the moon's effect in Cancer, like, threefold. If you feel like really bad one day, you're going to feel triple the badness. All right? So anything that you feel even triply more intense. All right? So if you go through a heartbreak, you're going to feel triple the heartbreak. Okay? It's like it's going to hurt so much that you're just going to, you could potentially commit suicide. All right? We all know that Scorpio is a very, very deep sign. Scorpio, when they love someone, they love the person deeply. They just become one with the person, okay? And they just obsess over things, right? They obsess over the person. They obsess over life. And with Pluto there, Pluto rules Scorpio, okay? Pluto is the guardian of Scorpio, and the moon rules Cancer. So these two are like, they're right in the element that they rule, and it just intensifies things triple. Okay. Now, Mac Miller was born under a full moon because the sun is 28 degrees in Capricorn, in the opposite sign. So whenever you have the sun opposite the moon, it's a full moon. And what do full moons do? Full moons are an intensifier. Pluto expands. The full moon intensifies. Well, the moon is it's kind of like a knob. Like if you ever do music, it's like a volume, right? Like how loud the music is. When it's the full moon, it's like super duper loud. Okay. And in the full moon, a lot of people feel jittery. They feel moody. They feel out of character. All right. Pluto, on the other hand, it is an intensifier, but it's more morbid. It's more of a transformer. All right. And Pluto is more about power and control. All right. So he had this need to want to control his emotions, but you can't. You can't control the moon. The moon rules the ocean. The moon, it's like a cycle. You just really can't control it. It goes on without you even wanting it to. All right. Now, I couldn't help to notice the stellium in Capricorn. I mean, wow. He was born in a great alignment. I can see here he's got Mars, 7 degrees in Capricorn, the North Node 8 degrees. And by the way, guys, These are like semi-conjunct. Okay, Mars was in the way of his path in life. And it's a very hard life this guy had. He had 14 degrees in Mercury, so his way of communication was difficult, like very serious guy. He had probably difficulty, expressing himself, and he probably had a shell on. He also had 14 degrees in Uranus in Capricorn, and Uranus doesn't like to be in Capricorn in any earth sign, especially something like Capricorn that likes a lot of stability and likes to be in control and in the top. That's something that another control feature I see here. He also had Neptune in Capricorn, 16 degrees. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in Capricorn. And they were all standing in the way of the north node of his path in life, especially Mars, the destructor. So, whatever path he wanted to take in life, wherever his direction was, and I don't know his time. So I don't know what house Capricorn falls in. It will be interesting to know. Any path that he wanted to take, there was something in the way that was hell, because Mars symbolizes fire, passion, drive. But Mars is ruled by Seth, and Seth is Satan. Mars is red. So it was always a problem with him. Also with Mercury. Mercury was in the way, but not too much as Mars. Mars is like right there, smack. But also, I just noticed that Mercury is conjunct to Uranus in Capricorn. So his way of communication was quite difficult, but it was different. Okay, and it was kind of weird for some people. Maybe he was too shy, because Capricorns could be shy, the opposite of Cancer, and they're both the same thing but in different frequencies. And Capricorn displays shyness in a way that you wouldn't even tell. Like they exhibit some sort of character to hide their shyness. Okay. Uranus rules, I wouldn't say exotic, but the eccentric. That's the word I'm looking for. The eccentric. So Uranus rules Aquarius, by the way, and Aquarius is a very eccentric sign. And when you have it there next to Mercury, conjunct 14 degrees Mercury, the way he communicated was very eccentric. Okay, very eccentric. Maybe a lot of people didn't really understand him because he was way out of his time. Okay, maybe that could pertain to his rapping. Now he had Saturn in Aquarius. Aquarius is another sign that doesn't distribute emotions that well. Okay, they seem distant, they seem detached, and when you have Saturn there, for you the law is to not be attached, be a humanitarian, and serve humanity. And you can't put your feelings in the way of other people when people want to be happy. So, like if Aquarius is in a relationship and the other person wants to be with somebody else because they just see them as friends, they'll be like, okay, yeah, sure, because this is the right thing to do, and they won't really, they will see it as bad to express their own feelings, and they see it as bad to even be jealous, because they're like, okay, that just goes against humanity. It's not the right thing to do. Okay, I need to give the other person freedom because that is the right thing to do, but they don't recognize the real feelings inside them, and they end up blocking it. Okay. So that's how he lived his life, his morals, the way he disciplined himself. And that was his outlook there. And he also has Venus in Sagittarius. So he was very attracted to girls that had a freedom-loving spirit, a big smile on their face, had spunk, had something going on for them, liked to travel, liked philosophy, were outgoing. That's the kind of girls that attracted him, and I could see why Ariana Grande would attract him, because she's got spunk. Okay, and I just did her astrological natal chart, and I also did her natal chart with her compatibility chart with David. So he was into her because and I know she's not a Sagittarius. Okay, she is a Cancer, but she distributes the qualities of a a freedom-loving spirit. Okay, that was always jumping around, happy, smiling and stuff. And also the fact that he's got the moon there in Cancer, you know, I could see also why he would be attracted to her, because she was a Cancer. So that also plays a part here. Now the Jupiter, okay, the Jupiter 13 degrees. The Jupiter 13 degrees, I can't really say anything about Jupiter here in Virgo other than he's short. Okay, Jupiter amplifies the quality of the sign that he's in your body. And Mac Miller was kind of short. That's all I can say, because I don't really know, what house this falls in. It would be of grand help if I knew, because then I would tell you, okay, this is where he had luck in his life, but I don't really know. But yeah, he's got Jupiter in Virgo. So another thing that I could possibly say is that maybe he was a bit insecure, overly insecure, because Jupiter expands whatever quality he's in, like whatever sign he's in, and Virgos could be overly picky, and Jupiter doesn't like being in Virgo. Okay, just does not. It's not his cup of tea. Virgo's ruled by Mercury, and Jupiter rules something like Sagittarius that exaggerates, blows things out of proportion, is optimistic, and no, Jupiter here, it's kind of like, so it kind of brings a little bit of the weaker qualities, like overanalyzing himself, overseeing little details, about himself. So it could raise a little bit of insecurity here, Jupiter in Virgo. Okay. So this pretty much does it for now. This is all I have now. Later on, maybe we could find out what his time is. Okay. Now, if anybody wants a chart reading, please go to the description below, and I'll be happy to give you a chart reading. And I hope that I brought some clarity, a little bit of clarity on, what was going on in Mac Miller's life, and, what were his true feelings. Namaste, guys. Hey guys, check out my music channel where I write my own music, sing and play piano. Make sure to subscribe.